Ted Cruz believes he's such a smart guy. And so he wants to show his mental superiority against these Democrats that are running. And I think he made a big mistake. And I want you to listen to it, and then we'll take it on the other side.
One of the things that is clear from this discussion this morning is Democrats and Republicans have fundamentally different visions of the court, of what the Supreme Court is supposed to do, what its function is. Democratic senators view the court as a super legislature, as a policymaking body, as a body that will decree outcomes to the American people. Now, that vision of the court is something found nowhere in the Constitution. And it's a curious way to want to run a country. Even if on any particular policy issue you might happen to agree with wherever a majority of the court is on any given day, who in their right mind would want the United States of America ruled by 5 unelected lawyers wearing black robes? It's hard to think of a less democratic notion than unelected philosopher kings with life tenure decreeing rules for 330 million Americans. That is not, in fact, the court's job. The court's job is to decide cases according to the law and to leave policymaking to the elected legislatures. Now, look, that doesn't mean policymaking is unimportant. In fact, it means to the contrary. Policymaking is very important. And the people need to have a direct check on policymaking. You know what? If a rogue court implements policies you don't like, you, the American people, have very limited ability to check them. If a rogue Congress implements policies you don't like, you have a direct ability to check us by throwing the bums out and voting them out and voting in new representatives. You know, much of the argument this morning has concerned Obamacare. And they've been policy arguments. They're policy arguments that are actually occurring in the Senate, which is the right place for them to occur, a legislative body. But our Democratic colleagues simply want a promise from a judicial nominee that this nominee will work to implement their policy vision of health care. That is not a judge's job. That is not the responsibility of a judge. And in fact, making that promise would be violating the judicial oath.
Okay, you listen to that and it sounds good. He's a great debater, all of that. I wish he was in a debate because there was a perfect answer for that. The whole issue with Amy Coney Barrett is that she is going to go in there and overturn the Affordable Care Act. If we listen to what Ted Cruz is saying, Ted says we need to leave the policy making to the elected people, because if it's left to the elected people, if the people don't like the policy that was executed, they'll vote the bums out. That is perfect, Brother Cruz. You are absolutely right. But what is it that they want Amy Coney Barrett in the House to do? They want her to go there and invalidate policy created by the body elected by the people who say they continue to want the Affordable Care Act. So it is directly opposed to what he's saying. And the reason it is such a foolish move on his part is that if he had let the statement stand alone without bringing in the Affordable Care Act, it would make sense, right? Yeah, we'll still say it's hypocritical because they want this judge in there to go ahead and kill the Affordable Care Act. We could say that, but he didn't say that. He wouldn't have said that. But here he said, we want the policy left to the Congress. But for the Affordable Care Act, we want them to overturn the Affordable Care Act, which was policy created by Congress. But above and beyond that, which Americans say, we don't want this overturned. So how do you square the two? It would have been great if this was a one-to-one debate, right? Because immediately thereafter, he would have been shown to be the charlatan that he is. Because that is all he is. empty airspace. Now, Michael says, yes, he's a good debater. He's a good debater for those who don't debate. But he's a very bad debater because most of the sides that he debate on are unconscionable. And that is what we have to really put out there. We have to stop giving kudos to these people who are undeserving. There are smart people that are on the other side, like Justice Scalia. Scalia was a smart dude. In fact, Scalia is partially responsible, nobody likes to say it, for getting the Equal Marriage Act when you take a look at the way he wrote the dissent. Said all they have to do is this, and that, and suddenly you've said legal for same-sex marriage, which was the right choice, which was the right decision. We spend a lot of time deconstructing the news, trying to parse it into a form that everybody can understand. We try to find those little nitpicks where it flies above the fray, etc. If you really like these videos that we do, I want to ask a big favor. Please go ahead, number one, subscribe to our channel, and number two, please join if you can. Thank you so kindly for watching. Keep watching. Please remember to share. We must populate the entire internet with our progressive message, a message that we know is what most Americans say that they want. So help us, please join.